Hi everyone, today we're going to talk, today I'm going to talk about how to stay warm. I have some new projects, things to cast on, and if it is as cold there as it is here, I hope you have something warm to drink. Sit down, relax, and come knit with me. You probably can't see it, but it's a cabled mug, and it's a gift from one of my knitting friends. It comes with a little like tea strainer thing and a little cap to keep the tea warm. And I have some new tea I'm trying out. It's quite tasty. It's from Honey and Sons. It is a vanilla something or other. Vanilla, I don't know. But it's vanilla with something else. And it's a decaf black tea. And I also have, I made these last night, but they are called areias. Oops. And they are these Portuguese cookies. Areia means sand, and they're really crumbly. So I'm gonna have to be careful while munching on this one. And it has some sugar on the outside, which sticks to your fingers. Okay, so today, as you can tell, I'm wearing the ranunculus. If you watched, I think it was last week's episode, if you watched last week's episode, you noticed I was not entirely pleased with the sleeves. That when I wore it, I think they were too long, but then they actually shrunk. And I used practically all leftovers I had of this yarn, I think. I have this much of the suri. This much of the one that goes with the suri, and I don't think I have anything left, I think, of the third one. So basically I knitted as long as I could, and they will maybe stay down if I stretch them like this. But I didn't do ribbing, I didn't do an I-cord, although it is rolling, because all I did was knit. And then I just did the normal bind off. I didn't want to waste yarn on doing anything fancy. I could have probably made it twice as long if I had made it into a, if I had scrunched up the sleeve and gotten my stitches down to half, which I could have. But oh well, here we are. Decisions have been made. It's not like me to undo stuff and redo them. I usually just live with my initial choices. And it's fine. It is fine. I will wear the sweater. I will. I have and I will. So that's that. And now for some FOs. I have 2 FOs. And after that, I have two whips, and one thing I want to cast on. And then I guess I should do, because it's the end of the month. Well, really right now it's the beginning of November, but for the end of the month of October, I should find out how much yarn I have used. Oh, and I did buy 2 skeins, but I'm waiting for a 3rd skein. So maybe when I have all 3 skeins, I'll talk about them. So, you may have heard about the Purl Soho knit along. for a hat. The classic ribbed hat. I think it is probably my favorite hat pattern that I've ever seen / knitted. I've never knit much hats because I'm very, very, very peculiar about how long I want them, what they look like. I like the basic ribbed look. I liked it slouchy, and I don't like many, like, there are many of them on Ravelry that just have different endings, and I just don't like them. Actually, ideally, I would like it if this pattern was then from the crown down, and you could decide how long you wanted it. But I found that if my gauge is correct, the medium adult is my size, and I don't need to knit it longer than that, or shorter, or anything, if it is right gauge. So let me start with the one I knitted first, because I knitted two of the same. I might, with the leftovers, knit one more that is not for me, for a possible one-day child. And for these, I used Hypnotic Yarn Yarnable that I was gifted. It is a Straighten Your Crown plush sock, which is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. It's fingering. It is a beautiful yellow. It has different shades that are greener and some that are slightly more warmer, I guess. There we are. And I also used Yarn Cafe Creations Lemon Meringue Biscotti sock, which is the same base. 85% superwash merino wool, 50% nylon. I'm pretty sure that the same person gifted me both of these, although I could be wrong about that. But I don't think I am, but I could be, but I'm not sure. It is not white, but like a creamy color, and it has a bunch of speckles to it. And initially, what I did was I rubbed my face all over. Well, I rubbed the yarns all over my face. I did not go into the bin with my face. I grabbed the different yarns, I felt them with my hands, and I was like, okay, these seem to be the softest, and of these, which ones are the softest? So I decided to go with this one and a brown one that I now have no yarn left. But I didn't like to knit them together. I needed to knit them together because I think the pattern is for decay. And I had two light fingerings basically. But the contrast was huge. I did not like it. And this yellow was coming out very green because the brown is a warm color. The cools of this color were really contrasting. So instead, I found this one that even though the base is the same, it didn't feel as soft, but maybe it's just like maybe how they're treated to be dyed. But I mean, they're pretty soft. I don't think I can feel any difference now. I think yeah, I can tell any difference. But maybe when I was testing all of them, I was just being extra sensitive about it. I don't know. So I have basically 2 half skeins left, which really means I could either make 2 pairs of shorties, 1 pair of longer socks, or a kid's hat that would match mine, which I think is kind of cute. And since it has all the colors and yellow, it's not really gender related, then whenever I have my child, children are still feeling like they have to wear blue or they have to wear pink and not the opposite, then hopefully this yellow and this bunch of colors will be neutral enough for them to feel good about wearing these. Unless they hate yellow, which could also be a thing. But anyway, for this, and I have this much left, but I could have had more if I had followed the pattern as I was supposed to, which I didn't. And I'll tell you why. I wanted a 3 folded brim hat. I'm gonna get the haircut next weekend, so this will be different, hopefully more manageable. I feel like Hermione these days on the first movies. Alright, so this is how long it was. Basically, I have one hat that's not hand knit. That's a pretty good fit. I don't love, it's just slightly too long, but not long enough that is clearly a slouchy hat. Like if I just pull it down more and cover my ears, then the length is not an issue. But basically I knitted almost as long as it. I knitted this part as long as the hat that I do have. And then I should not have done this. Now I know. But I did a row of pearls. And it keeps it folded like really nicely. Like it wants to stay that way. You can tell that it just wants to fold right there. And now I folded once more to have the 3 brims. And now you can tell why I should not have done this. It's because it slightly bends outwards. So. Ta-da! It's really cute! Pretty happy with it. It's pretty warm. It's extremely squishy. I will not be able to ride my bicycle in this one just because of the 3 layers. But I feel like this will be, other than riding my bicycle, this could be an everyday hat. If I feel like being happy and colorful. It could also be my running hat for when I run. I guess starting this Saturday. Maybe this Saturday I could already wear this. I don't know. Depends on the weather. It's supposed to get a little warm, but right now we're at freezing temperatures in the morning, so. Here we are. This is the hat. I'm extremely pleased with it, extremely pleased with the yarn. I have no issues with anything whatsoever. I love it. It is perfect, other than that little row that I did not take back because at the time I did not know it was gonna do this thing. But yes, and this is why I want to do another one. That and because I have the yarn. It'll be adorable. I will not do, I don't think, the baby one. I think I will do the kid one just because it is so much yarn. Really, I could do 2 of these. Unless, of course. No, yeah, no, yeah. Yes. Maybe if I have enough afterwards, I'll do striped mini socks for myself. We'll see. Because a kid's size, I think, is 2 sizes smaller than this one. The crown decreases are pretty similar. But other than that, it is a smaller pattern, so hopefully I'll have some left. Well, actually, I don't mind not having any left. I could use all of it, but I know I won't because this one is 3 folded brim and I only used half of the yarn, so. Which really equals 100 grams, basically. So, here we are. Couldn't be happier. Hooray, hooray. And now for the second one. The second hat is a sad hat. I wanted it to be my classic hat. It uses, and this is my mistake, it uses 2 lace weight air. I do this because really when you put them together, or when you put them with something else, they're not really lace because they're this. There's only this much left. Focus. Anyway, can't really tell what the yarn is by looking at this. But it's Do Store Air, Alpakka Air. Let's see. Do Store Alpakka Dreamline Air. That's what it is. And I used both skeins that I have, and I only have this much left, which is great because that means I used up 2 yarns. This is like 1 gram, so I used about 50 grams. Then I used that together with, yes, I think that this is it. I only have this much left. It's great. That was Cloudborn Fiber Superwash Sock Twist in Stone Heather, I think. It is no longer a sale yarn. I got it for sale yarn. I got it several years ago when they were, I guess, either stopping this line or stopping this color, but it was a whole closeout. And I got a bunch of Cloudborn Fibers yarns for half the price or less. But because I used 2 skeins at the same time as the of the alpaca plus that fingering, it's a sad hat because let me fold it. I wanted to wear it folded once like this. And I don't know if you can tell that it's too big, but it is. This was supposed to be my classic, oops, that's I think where, yes it is, okay. I'll do it like this. This was supposed to be my classic hat to go with more neutral things if I wanted to look more business professional type person wearing outfits. Then this would have been the hat for it. It is huge though. It is huge. It is huge. I don't know if you can tell. There is 1 line here. This is where I finished one skein of the alpaca, and I thought it's gonna be fine. I'll just use the other skein I have together with the other brown, not brown hair or mohair, brown yarn, the Cloudborn fibers. But unfortunately, it looked like it was going to let too much air escape. Like the fuzziness of the fibers was such that my stitches were not tightening. So I thought, you know, it's the top of my head, all of the heat is going to get out and it will not be a warm hat. So what I did is, after that, I basically used it triple with 1 skein. I used a method that I saw online where you, instead of using your skein single-stranded, you fold it back. So you have 3 layers, and then once you're done with those 3 layers, you fold it back again. So you're always using 3 layers. But the cast on was already too big because of the fuzziness of the alpaca. Gosh, this hair is a mess. And I'll show you what I mean. So see how these are starting at the top here? Look at the size difference. It's huge. And at that point, I did not have smaller needles unless I wanted to go really small, because I have to buy the size that I'm needing this weekend. So it's a big difference. So my friend said that maybe what I need to do, and it's even flaring out. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a line. My friends have suggested to me, I might put this hat back on. That I frog it, start from the beginning, make it tighter. And I could do that. I usually, as I said at the beginning, I usually don't frog, I just live with it. Unless like the math is really off, then I'll do that. Or if it's only a few stitches, not the whole project. But I could do it. I should, if I wanted to fit me properly. They've also said, oh, you could gift it to someone else. And I do have 2 people in my life that I could gift it to. But I really, really like this hat. I really like the yarn. I would rather wear it ill-fitting than give it away. So I don't think I will be giving it away. Maybe I'll keep it as a, see how flared it is? I think I'll keep it as a, I guess one day I'll fix this hat sort of project. And in the meantime, I'll wear it. And then I guess I won't have this silly stripe of, oh, let me just use one thing of alpaca versus 2. So that is it for FOs. Let me get to WIPs. I'll just give you a quick update on both projects I am working on. So my blanket, I think I will show you one end to the other. It's really patchy. All sorts of patchwork here. I've just been adding more squares as I finish my projects. And now 2 more squares here, and I'll be able to start a new one. I'm excited for it. So this is from my Merino cardi. This is from my socks. These that I knitted separately here are the Camellia Fiber Company, because I wanted to have, until I wash this, of course, because then this one will bleed everywhere. I wanted to have it so that it was separate and I could just look at this color by itself. And this one is the Magpie Fibers that bleeds like crazy and I'm never going to use again. Although I think I have 1 skein left, so maybe I'll just do one thing of it and then I'll wash it together with the other sweater. Then this one and these 2 that I knitted together here are the ones I used for this one. They're basically the darker line and the lighter line. The hat, the other hat. Now I have 2 more squares. And I have been using this as a blanket and wow, it is so warm. Even if I don't fold it in half, but now that I'm sitting here, not laying on the sofa, I will fold it in half. And then, so it's the Coziest Memory by Camper Ray. And then I have just one more project, which is my Xiao, I think that's the name of it. And basically I've just done 2 more braids. The row where I add the color work takes me half an hour to knit, and this is just for the back. So once I start knitting in the round, it will be even longer. And I haven't been working on it because I've been focusing on the hats. But now that they're ribbing, I was like, ugh, I'm tired of the hats. Instead of just doing the kid's hat, I'm just gonna go back to the cardigan. But the cardigan is also ribbed. It's just not 1x1 rib. But basically the color work row where I add the colors and then I cut them on both sides takes me half an hour to do. The 3 rows after that have different levels of speed because they all involve different things. I think the fastest one, I can do it in less than 5 minutes. And the rest goes around 7-ish minutes just because I'm slipping, I'm knitting together, I'm doing a skein. So here we are. I guess I'll get up again and I'll show you closer and remove my blankie. Gosh, no, everything is just falling apart. Okay. And now it isn't in the video, it's not looking as pink, but it's pretty pink. And I don't think it looks as yellow in person as it might be showing on the video. And so this makes me think of the blanket itself, makes me think of the Advent. Now this year, I am not sure what I'm going to do. At the moment, I don't have a lot going on at work, but that's temporary. I think work is going to pick back up. So I won't have a lot of time, like mental availability. Plus I have school. I have 2 more assignments to do, plus I think maybe 5 quizzes and 1 exam. But last year I got Camellia Fiber Company's Advent. And it was a 12-day Advent. For I think 11 yarns. Yes, 11. Onderstreept, ik say shut it now. Wait. Am I missing one? Maybe it is 10. 6, 7, 8, okay, I guess it's 10. 10 yarns. I guess in my mind I was thinking if I do a blanket with 9 pieces. Or 12 pieces, but I don't have 9 or 12, I have 10. Sure, I could do a border, but I don't know what I would use of all of these as a border. They have a vibe going on. 2 of them are mostly green-blue. I don't know if that's focused. I'm gonna have to take this off my lap and show you. So we have this one that's gray. This one is the Red King. I remember that one. This was all based on the Nutcracker. So that was that. Then there's this purple and white. There's this blue and white that has a little pink. There's 2 that are pink, they're just different types of pink. This one. Gosh, this is just being silly. Okay, there. And then this one that doesn't only have pink speckles, it has other colors too. Then I have 2 different ones that are more dark or darker. They're just different shades of green and blue. And then I have 3 more. I have this one that is a mix of light green and light pink. And then I have 2 that are light green. This one is really, really light. And then this one I think is the winterberry color, I think. So I thought, okay, I could do like a coziest memory type blanket and do 9 or 12. I guess I could 9 and do a border, but I don't know which one I would pick for the border. Maybe the gray one, I'm not sure. Or I could do twice the amount of squares by splitting all of these in half. I think these are all 10 grams. And each one of these squares on this blanket takes me about 5 grams. So I could do that. Make it more like patchy. Or if you have a different suggestion for a baby blanket, because that's the size this should be, then let me know. There's no baby. I would basically knit a baby blanket to put on my legs in the car, because I usually don't turn on the heat unless I have to defrost the windshield. I've started turning on the seat heater thing, but but that's it. Just to stay warm while I drive places. But I think maybe I could just keep this in the car, keep it over my legs, especially as it starts getting colder, just to stay warm, basically. So let me know if you have a different idea that's not this blanket. I'll take a look at it, see if I think it would work well with this, or if it's just, you know, something fun that is not exactly the same thing that I've been doing. Yeah, so I will await your suggestions. And that is it. Now I'm going to put this on my lap and knit some and eat a little cookie. So tasty. And I think, like, for this one, I still have 3 more inches, which is like 7.5 centimeters to knit. And it's not a project that I can take everywhere, because it just involves so much yarn management, which is another reason why I have not done a ton of progress on it. That and the row that takes me half an hour to knit, my hands usually hurt at the end of that row. I don't know exactly why that is. I don't know if I'm doing something weird. But it's just like, gosh, trying to get this yarn through this hole so I can just, oh gosh, I'm an idiot. It was not time to do that. All right. Don't listen to my negative talk. You just knit on your beautiful, wonderful projects, and I'll just fight my way through this adventure. This is my fastest row, right here. Just because it's just ribbing. There's nothing special about it. And I do it Portuguese style. The row that I do the color work, I don't do it Portuguese style. I do semi-continental basically. But every other row where I don't have to manage the 3 other colors, those rows I always do Portuguese style. It just makes the purling so much easier on me. And the yarn is not a rough yarn, and like if I have my hair up, then the yarn would be rubbing against my neck. With my head down, it just rubs against my hair, so that's not an issue. But it's a pretty soft yarn, you know. It's superwash. It's not the softest, but it's not rustic either. Anyway, I was talking about Advents. You know, it's going to come to be the time of the daily, usually people do daily when they do this, videos that pertain to the holidays, specifically, particularly Christmas. And I've done those in the past. I think one year I did every day, and that was before we moved. And then last year I did weekly, but I did it in Portuguese and English, and people said that there was no need for that. Well, at least one person, maybe 2 people said that, which I get it. It could be kind of boring, either if 1, you don't know one of the languages, or B, if you know both languages. This year, I don't know if I am going to do it. If I do it, I think I'll do weekly, because as you can see, basically I'm doing these videos now every 2 weeks just to try it out, and I'm talking as much as I talk on one of my longer videos. But I do get to add this part where I can just chat, basically keep you company while also working on the project. Yeah. But I think I'll leave it at that. I won't take too much more of your time. I'll just finish up this row. And yeah, so let me know, is there anything you would like to see while I do videos in December? Would you care, like, do you have a preference whether or not I do them weekly or every 2 weeks? Or if, I don't know, it gets crazy, then maybe I just do one like I was doing in the past. Just let me know if you have any preferences, and you know, I'll read your messages. Yes, and now I should do the Portuguese version because the sun is setting. That's the problem with winter now. And with time change, it will be worse. So maybe I can't do these on Friday after work anymore. Alright, so I'll do my Portuguese video, and then you can let me know at the bottom what you prefer in the comment section. I will, as always, link my patterns there. Yes, so. Oh, now I was going to check the amount of yarns that I've used this month. I did buy 2 new ones, and I have those here. I'm buying 1 more, so then I'll show all of those 3 together. And those yarns, so that's 2 in, and then out. How many do I have out? I have, not this hat, but the other hat I have basically 3 yarns out. 3 for brown heads. I have, I think, yes, my Ava sweater. I don't think that counted. But for this one, it was 3 yarns. So, ranunculus. All right, so that means I'm out 3, I'm into, no, not 3, I'm out 6 and 2. So really I'm out 4. So that means I'm down to 263 yarns. But once I start those advents for the calendar, I'm gonna be down a bunch of them. And yeah, this cardigan's gonna take a while, so yeah. I think I was only out 2, yep. Oh wait, I'm out for 1 pair of socks, okay. It was a Cloudborn beards and mustaches. Let's see what else I have in here. Oh, I'm actually out 3 for the Ava sweater, but I had only written 2 the month before, so that means that the other one is newer. Plus 1 for the Ava. So that's 3 plus 8, so I'm actually down 6. That's awesome. All right, 261. This is great. I don't think I've been this slow on yarn since I started. Yep. Ah, progress, guys. It feels good. This is awesome. I love it. All right. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a lovely weekend. And well, when you see this, it will be the following week. So have a nice week too. Bye.